Many players that have entered the World Cup are actually Muslim, and this might be a bit of a problem because Ramadan has already begun, which means that they have to fast. No food, no drink, no cursing, no immoral thoughts while Ramadan is taking place. So there could be some consequences to this because, of course, playing a soccer game can be very taxing on your body and you need the proper nutrients to make sure it could happen. But let me tell you what one sheikh says. He says that he can't swear, he can't speak bad about anyone, and he can't even think badly about anyone. He also says we have examples of athletes in several European clubs who fast during Ramadan and continue playing well. So he's basically saying, hey, the fasting isn't gonna, ruin their performance in any way, so let them continue fasting.
First of all, I like that guy's title. It's Sheikh Khalid Al-Din. He's the chairman of Brazil's Council of Sheikhs. Okay. Now, look, my background is Muslim, but nonetheless, I'm still amused by a Council of Sheikhs. Okay. I used to do this. For a brief time, I was kind of religious, right? And so I would fast during Ramadan. In fact, one year I fasted the whole 30 days. For a Turk, that's like breaking all records. Okay. Like normally, like you fasted like 3 days or 5 days out of the month, you're like, dude, I'm a Turk. I did more than enough. Okay. Anyway, and I used to play rugby in college. And so I fasted while playing rugby. Now, it really hurts in rugby because you need your nutrients, you need water, especially on hot days like this. In Brazil, it's getting super hot. And as a rugby player, you need your alcohol. So I had a great number of issues. But, did I play well that day? I think so. I think I played reasonably well. But is it going to hurt you in the long run? Of course. Of course. Look, not being able to drink water during the games and halftime is crazy, but actually not getting a proper meal before the game is much worse.
I mean, I'm thinking about what you would be like if you don't get a proper meal right before the show, and you would be a nightmare. So I can't even imagine what would happen with these poor soccer players.
And they got to run around in that heat for 90 minutes, sometimes 120 minutes when you're fasting? That's crazy. Now, apparently they allow for some exemptions because, whenever you got any kind of religion, there's 100 different loopholes and whatever the hell you want to do. So some sheiks, look, depending on who your religious authority is, will allow you to eat during Ramadan if you're in a situation like the World Cup, as long as you make it up afterwards. So as soon as the World Cup is over, back to fasting. Now, I don't know to what degree the Algerian team listened to this, but they played today. And they were eliminated. But the German side has some significant Muslim players as well. So two of their best players are Muslim. Yeah. But either way, the Germans were probably going to beat the Algerians anyway. They did go into extra time today.
Did they?
Yeah. So.
The water thing and the food thing.
Yeah.
That's just during the day.
Yes.
At night, you can go to town.
Yeah, as soon as the sun sets, you can eat. You break your fast.
Okay.
And that's actually where breakfast comes from.
Oh, okay.
But you do it for the whole month, and it is exhausting, especially in the summers when the sun is up for longer. Even after I stopped being Muslim, I actually, for like 2 more years, did fasting for 3 days, 1 day. Because it's the great thing about that, and this is one of the things that I liked about Islam, was that you're supposed to do the fasting so you know the value of the things that you do have. Believe me, you don't eat for a day, you're going to know the value. You don't eat for a month, you're going to know the value of food and water and all those other things, but also so that you have empathy for the poor, okay? And so that's great in that sense. But after I stopped being Muslim, I was like, I'm really hungry, dude. Okay. And I've already gone through that a lot. So I have empathy for the poor. I do. I do a whole show about that. Okay. And I decided that every day that I was fasting was a day of my life I was wasting.
Yeah.
Right? When I could be enjoying myself, and I couldn't think when I fast. So that's such a huge waste of a day that I couldn't do it anymore. So if you're in the World Cup, dude, don't listen to the sheik of Brazil. Okay. Just eat, and yes, if you're really religious, you want to make it up later, have at it, Hoss. But this did lead me to bet against all the Muslim teams, and I won those bets. So thank you for the.
So there's a silver lining there.
There's a silver lining, okay?